And hello and good evening, it's Monique here. Welcome to my kitchen. Tonight's topic is one very dear to my heart, and I hear this all the time from everybody I talk with. I really want to eat healthier lunches, but I don't know what to eat, or I don't have a lot of budget. Can you help me? So I thought today I would share with you my top 5 tips on healthy lunch options for you, particularly if you are busy working, even if you're like me and you work from home. So yes, this is my studio kitchen in my house, which is where we have a studio here and we produce our TV style shows. So just like you guys, I'm pretty time poor. I get up in the morning. As soon as I'm up in the morning, I have a lot of people talking to me or messaging me, wanting my assistance, wanting my attention, wanting my help. So for me, planning is super, super important. And on the other side of things, I don't have a lot of money to go and buy my lunch all the time. I might buy dinner out a couple of times a week, but the rest of the time I make everything here in my own kitchen. And the reason I do that, aside from the budget, is I also can then control what I eat. We can't always guarantee that the food we buy from a bakery or from a place outside of our homes is going to have lots of good nutrition in it. We can't necessarily guarantee the ingredients. And sometimes you might buy something and feel a little bit crook afterwards, or you leave yourself really, really hungry and you go to a bakery and you end up buying sausage rolls or pies or even sandwiches, and not very long after you've eaten that, usually within the next 30 minutes, you're ready to go to sleep. Now, if you're doing that at work, it's not a great thing to do, to go and have a carbo coma. I used to suffer that really badly. I worked for a bank and my favorite thing to eat at lunchtime was bagels with cream cheese. I thought it was a healthy option, and you can guarantee 30 minutes back at my desk, I'd be ready to go to sleep. So if that sounds like you, today I'm going to show you some great options which are not carbohydrate based, which will make you feel good. They're really budget conscious as well. And the best part is they taste damn good. And one of the pitfalls when you're trying to change your diet and be a little bit healthier is that you end up eating the same old boring food and you you fall off the wagon because it just doesn't taste good. So everything I'm going to show you today tastes amazing, is great for your body, and is guaranteed not to make you have a carbo coma. So first of all, hello everybody watching. Gosh, there's so many people popping in tonight. Hi Lynn Nolan, good to see you. And remember, oh hi Auntie Sandra, watching from Blenheim. Raja Cheaton watching from India, good to see you. Jeff Mould, Licia Burford, great to see you. Ross Fisher, good to see you. Buster Spooner and Cherie Porter, hey. My nephew Keelan watching, Shane Price, good to see you guys. If you've got any questions, please send them on through. I can see the news feed there. Now, the 5 things I'm going to share with you, I've also written about on my website, moniquebradley.tv. But I'm going to give you an overview of my favorite 5 healthy options. And if you think about it, that's a healthy option for every day of the week. Sorted? So my first favorite healthy option is, let's talk about salads. Everybody thinks salads are the healthiest choice. Yes, I would agree, particularly if they're loaded with lots of leafy greens. Leafy greens contain heaps of digestive enzymes, so they help your body, antioxidants that fight free radicals, loaded with good stuff. But let's be honest, lettuce leaves are boring as, I will not qualify that, but you know what I'm trying to say. They're really, really boring. So it's important to mix up the flavors. Don't be afraid of dressings. Just be careful of dressings that have a lot of sugar. I never go near honey mustard as an example, but I will go near mustard. Mustard is great. And in fact, my favorite dressing is Japanese mayo. And so, yeah, I know, right? Mayo, we think, oh, it's going to be bad. Look, fat is good. It's sugar that is the real demon that really spikes your blood sugars and then sends you into that carbo coma afterwards. So the first thing I'd say is, if you have a Countdown nearby, now I'm not paid to endorse this, by the way, though if anybody does work for Countdown, hook me up, bro. At Countdown, one of my favorite pre-packaged salad meals is actually a coleslaw. It's a Japanese style slaw, and it comes with its own Japanese sesame mayo. Why I love it is from one bag, which retails for $3.50, I can get 4 servings from that one bag. So it's a really cost-effective lunch and dinner option. Now, I would put that into a container this size for lunch. So this is my favorite lunch container for a salad or a coleslaw in particular. It's a smaller serving. You want to fill it up with that coleslaw up to about there. Now, because it's coleslaw, it's loaded with cabbage. And cabbage is thermogenic, so you actually burn energy while you eat it. So it's a really good healthy option for lunch. However, you can't just live off coleslaw alone. The important part about eating this way is you're not having any bread with it, right? So you want to add in some sort of protein or some sort of nuts to give you long sustained energy. Cashew nuts are a favorite of mine, and the reason being, and I will admit I like the salted ones, they're crunchy. And often when we love salads, what do we like about them? We actually love the croutons and the crunchy salty bits that are in them, like bacon bits and things like that. So I'll actually throw into my Japanese style slaw, I will throw in there a handful of cashew nuts. That's all you need. Macadamia nuts are great. Peanuts are wonderful in there as well. So throw a handful in there for the crunch, and it will give you added protein in there as well. One of the other things that I like, and you can often find them on special at your supermarket, are these really handy packs of, I know people will get angry about this, but I am a fan of ham. I really do like it. This is a really good size serving. So you can take this if you've got a chili bag, pop your coleslaw in there, pop your ham in your chili bag. That's a really good complete meal for lunch. And because you've got your fats from your dressing as well, delicious. It's going to keep you satisfied without that carbo coma. Now, if you're going for a bigger leafy green salad, so something similar to maybe like a Caesar salad as an example, you're probably going to go for a bigger serving. I'm just having a look at the news feed. Hello everybody who's popped in. Good to see you guys. Remember, feel free to ask questions too. So I would go for a container this size for a leafy green. Now, if you're not going to separate out your ingredients, you can take a container like this. I would put my salad dressing or my mayonnaise in the bottom. I would then put something like my nuts on top of that. And the reason being, I don't want to mix my dressing with my salad leaves on top because they'll become really soggy and it's just not a tasty experience. So salad dressing in the bottom or your mayonnaise, and then put your nuts or your protein on top of that, and then I would put my salad greens on top. And when it comes to lunch, well, this is actually a smoothie container, but I'd actually just pop my finger on the top and give it all a good shake and mix it. I would absolutely add in there pieces of cheese as well. Delicious camembert or brie, delicious. And give it a good shake. Make sure you give it a bit of room on top so you can shake it. Cherry tomatoes, delicious. Pieces of avocado in them, beautiful. Remember though, if you do have things like avocado in there, you do actually want to add a little bit of lemon juice. Otherwise, by the time you go to eat your avocado, it's going to be brown and disgusting. And ain't nobody got time for that. So that's if you're working in an environment where you maybe don't have the opportunity to go to a kitchen, or you've got a fridge, but you don't necessarily have time to make something in the kitchen at work. So really good, very portable. Now my other salad option, which I absolutely adore, and the reason I love it is because it's tasty, but on the flip side, it's really, really super healthy for you. And that is my favorite avocado and tomato salad. Now, the reason why I love this, and if you haven't heard this from me before, avocados and tomatoes are what we call companion ingredients. So if you've ever been put on iron tablets, chances are your doctor would have said you need to take some vitamin C, or drink some orange juice, or eat an orange, because it helps with the absorption of the iron. Well, it's the same with these guys, so they work really beautifully together. What happens is the avocado helps you absorb more of the lycopene from the tomatoes. And lycopene actually has anti-aging properties, and don't we all want that? But on the flip side, lycopene also is a very powerful antioxidant, so it does help fight cancer cells. Really, really tasty. They taste good together. So that's the most important thing to me. Think of a Mediterranean salad. So we're thinking avocado, tomato, chopped red onion in there. We're thinking feta cheese and pieces of olives. That's a really good lunchtime snack for you. And it's loaded with good fats as well, so good for your cardiovascular system. This, I'll tell you what, so good for you. If you've ever taken fish oils, chances are you're doing it because you need more omegas in your diet, which are good for the brain, good for the heart. Well, avocado has all of those same omegas, the same omegas as you get from deep sea fish. So if you don't eat fish like me, then something like this is a really, really good option. If you are a fish eater and you're making your own salads that you want to take in your portable containers, consider those small tins of tuna or salmon, both really good again for the heart and the brain. And remember too, that protein will keep you fueled for the rest of the afternoon, so you won't get that 3 p.m. energy slump and need chocolate. However, when it does come to chocolate, I will recommend a little sweet option for you that you may want to keep. This is one of my favorites. Again, not paid to tell you this. No added sugar, Healthy Reese chocolate. This is about 100 calories, so great if, ladies, if you're a bit premenstrual and you're craving chocolate, this is a really good option. It's sweetened with stevia, no bitter aftertaste, really good to take in your lunch pack as well. Well, if you're well prepared like me, I grabbed all the ingredients out of my cupboard and this is just a nut slice that I made with a lemony topping, which tastes a little bit like a lemony version of coconut ice. One of these pieces is really great to satisfy that little after lunch craving, when you want something sweet. Delicious, so easy to make. Okay, so those are your couple of salad options right there. So don't ever ask me, I can't come up with ideas for salad. There's 3 easy salads to make, and the best part is they're really cost effective. So even if you're working on a budget, there's no more excuse. Okay, you with me? Good. All right, Kristen, you love them. I know, right? I love them too. They're some of my favorites. Oh my gosh. Okay, here's another little thing which I do for lunch, and I do it for dinner as well. Chickpea flour is lower in carbohydrates than normal flour. Why I love chickpea flour is it's loaded with fiber and there's lots of nutrients. Anything made with wheat flour, you get a tiny bit of protein from it. So things like pasta, bread, bagels, things like that, tiny little bit of protein, only when it's mixed with other grains and nuts and things like that to make a complete protein. However, products like that, like breads and pasta and all those sorts of products, are actually kind of they're not calorie negative, they're nutrient negative, so they don't actually give us a lot of goodness. They're kind of empty calories. Chickpeas, if you can eat them, because I know not everybody can, chickpeas are great. Heaps and heaps of fiber. And I know often people are looking for ways to have wraps. So wraps are a really great a lunchtime or even a dinner snack. If you want to make, say, a burrito, or you're having Indian food, you can use what I'm about to show you as an option with Indian food. This is seriously one of the best things, and each roti or each wrap is about 5 grams of carbs. So as an option, where I'm going with all this, is you take half a cup of this besan flour or hot chickpea flour, you mix it with 2/3 of a cup of water, and you whiz it up. If you've got one of those Nutri Ninjas or a Ninja Bullet, whiz it up in a bullet, and you cook it in a pan with a bit of oil like you would a pikelet or a pancake. So the cool thing is you'll get 5 from that mixture. Each one works out at about 5 grams of carbs, but the best part is you won't feel like you want to sleep after you've eaten one. So they're really malleable, they come out flat. In fact, the recipe is on my website, moniquebradley.tv, so you can roll them up, you can put cheese in them, you can put your salad ingredients in there, you can have 2 of them with cheese and tomato in between as a really delicious tortilla. Really good. Again, extremely cost-effective recipe as well. So one mix with the recipe I gave you there will make you 5 of those. So you could have a couple for lunch, or you could even have 1, because chickpeas are quite dense, so they are quite filling and a really good healthy option. Again, recipe on my website, moniquebradley.tv. Okay, so we've done, how many options have we done? We've done avocado and tomato, we've done the Japanese style saw, which is an absolute favourite of mine, and that is number 3. Right, Today I was out on the road and the only thing I had time for was a smoothie. And I had to buy one, and I was bitterly disappointed because I noticed afterwards that I actually felt like going to sleep. And then I had a look at the ingredients, and there was banana in there and a whole bunch of other things. I think there may have been some sweetened yogurt in there, and that really lifts me up and then drops me down energy-wise. So what I should have done, this is a portable blender. It charges using a USB connection from your computer. Really super handy. Little blade inside. This is not going to whir up heaps of raw vegetables, but it will mix a smoothie together. So you may be using, I've got some almond milk here. Into this I would put a cup of unsweetened almond milk, or if you make your own, really good choice. Very cost effective. This whole litre cost me $2.50 today, so that will make me 4 smoothies. Way cheaper than buying them out. I will put into there, I've actually got some frozen berries. So again, you can take this to work in a container. Wait until they've melted, of course, so you know they're not frozen anymore. You put them into your blender. Then you have to think about, there's not a lot of sweetness in there. I would add 1 stevia tablet for sweetness, because it's easy and convenient, particularly if you're on the road or if you're really, really busy. I keep something like that in my handbag. Really, really simple. The other ingredients you want to think about is what's going to give me additional protein or to thicken up my shake. So you've got a couple of options. One of my favorites are these little guys in here. These are chia seeds, and I'll show you the pack here. Again, very cost effective. You buy them in a big bag, so it works out really, really cheap. Why I love chia seeds is that you get a heap of protein from them. And it's really important because proteins and fat are what's going to fill you up and keep you satisfied, but keep your energy going as well. Now, when you mix chia seeds with any sort of liquid, look at this, they thicken up. Can you see that? So I did that just before I went on camera. 1 tablespoon of chia seeds, 3 tablespoons of water. This is actually what we call a chia egg. So in a recipe where you want to replace an egg, you can use this. See how it's really thick? This will bind a recipe together, but in your smoothie, it will also thicken up in your stomach, so it will give you that feeling of being fuller. And again, big shot of protein in there as well, so really good for your energy. And the other things I would use to thicken a shake would be to use cottage cheese. I don't use yogurt. Cottage cheese has way more protein in it. And once you add in your other flavors there, so I'd also add in maybe a teaspoon of vanilla essence as well for flavor, you can't taste the cottage cheese, and it's going to thicken it up again, give you that protein for longer sustained energy. And the other option is, of course, to add in half or a whole avocado. Lots and lots of fats, higher calories, but again, good fats, longer sustained energy. So that's a really easy way to make a smoothie on the go. It will cost you a fraction of what it would cost to buy a smoothie, but the magic is really getting one of these portable blenders. If you want one, I know where to get them. Send me a personal message and I can hook you up. Really, really handy. And again, they recharge via your USB port, so really, really handy. All right, okay. So finally, the thing I want to talk to you about is when you're doing a low carb diet, one of your best friends is actually your leftovers. So when you're doing low carb specifically, which is what I'm doing, you want to be able to eat lots of protein and you end up cooking a whole heap more. And it so happens I love food and I love cooking. So for example, this is all that's left of what I cooked last night, but this is actually a low carb mac and cheese. The base of it in there is actually made from cauliflower. Now, if this was bigger, this would be my lunchtime portion of what I would have for lunch the next day. So really good to remember, don't throw out those leftovers. Think about repurposing them for the next day. It's the same if you maybe make frittatas, mini frittatas for breakfast, which is a really good option particularly when you're low carb or keto. So frittatas made from, you want say capsicums, broccoli, cauliflower, and then to bind it all together, you're going to mix up say 4 eggs and either some cream or some milk, some salt and pepper, mix it all together, put your vegetables into muffin tins and then pour your egg mixture on top. So it's like a quiche, but without any pastry. Cook it in the oven, 200 degrees for about 15 minutes. Make sure you put some cheese in it too, because that'll bind it together. Look, great for breakfast, loads of protein, which is how you really want to start the day. But also remember too, you can take them to work really easy. You can eat them hot or cold. They're delicious. So good. I'm actually drooling, by the way. Just have to share. So leftovers like that, whether they're breakfast or dinner leftovers, are perfect the next day for lunch. And, you know, on that topic, you know, $9.50 for a chicken today at the supermarket. This is 4 servings, so 2 servings for Pete and I each. So we'll have a serving of chicken each tonight with salad for dinner, and then tomorrow for lunch we'll each have a serving of chicken. Again, protein is the king to stop that afternoon slump in energy. So by adding a lot more protein, you know, in a good way, whether it's, you know, plant-based protein from chia seeds, or whether it's a dairy protein like it might be cottage cheese or paneer, which is one of my favorite proteins. Yes, you can add tofu if you want, whatever works for you. Just think about, you know, your meals should be based around 3 very important facets. Plant, lots of plants, so lots of salad, big portion of salad or vegetables, plant, protein and fat. You don't need a lot of carbohydrates to feel full and to have sustained energy. And the best part is there'll be no sleeping after lunch. So, just as a recap, if you've just joined us, my biggest tips when it comes to creating really delicious, healthy lunches on a budget, but also that are going to serve your health and you can take them to work. Quick recap. Remember, avocado and tomato salad, delicious, really good for you. Loads of health benefits to that. Think Mediterranean salad with chopped onions, some olives and feta, loaded with protein, lots of really good fats in there. So that's number 1. Salad number 2, in this size, think of coleslaw. Coleslaw is great because we want to add in that cabbage in there because it's crunchy, it's delicious, but it's thermogenic, so it will help you burn fat while you eat it. Add into your coleslaw something like delicious cashew nuts. You can add in maybe some deli meats, whatever works for you. Make it nice and easy. If you're going for a leafy green salad, you're going for a container this size, oils and mayonnaise in the bottom, then you put, say, your nuts or some protein in there, and then you add your salad greens on top. When it comes to serving it, give it a good shake through and devour. Right, snacks, by the way, remember to low carb chocolate, or be prepared and make your own snacks yourself, because that's the best way to control your diet. Now, just by doing that, I can guarantee you're going to save money from the get-go and you're going to feel better. You won't have to, even though I do love Peter Pitt, shout out to Peter Pitt, you don't have to necessarily walk down the road to grab it. You can make it all yourself and control what you eat. Finally, final tips, grab a portable blender like this or a blender on the go and consider making your own shakes. You don't need protein powders to make a really good satisfying shake. You can use something as simple as chia seeds. Consider your flavour base, so berries, but not too many. Berries, however, are good. Think of your sweetener. You might want to use a little bit of maple syrup, or I prefer stevia. Go for nut milk, not dairy milk. Nut milk is lower in carbohydrates and higher in protein. Think of your thickeners, something like this, either to thicken it with avocado or cottage cheese. Again, good fats, protein. And then finally, remember, leftovers are your friend. Whether it's your low-carb mac and cheese from the night before or the leftover rotisserie chicken. However, that is the most cost-effective way to create delicious lunches, super easy, without breaking out in a sweat. And look, this for me is everyday lunch, every day for the whole week, and I never ever feel like I'm eating something that isn't tasty, and I never feel like I'm repeating the same thing over and over again. And that's the key to success. Make sure it's tasty, make sure it serves your body, and make sure you damn well enjoy it. So, those are the tips from me. If you want the full breakdown of this blog, or this vlog I should say, and some of those recipes, they're all posted on my website for you, MoniqueBradley.tv. So head to the website, there's a heap of other ideas and great recipes that you can make in advance and take to work so you look good and feel good. All right, time for me to head away. I'm off for a run now. That's true, that's right. Here we go. So, time to go. See you guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you've got any questions, send me a message. MoniqueBradley.tv. Bye.